Hey, Go Getter, I'm Angela.
And I'm Adam.
We help normal moms and dads chase after their big dreams,
In a modern online world,
all while in the midst of raising kids.
in what we call the family hustle.
Hey, you guys! So today I wanted to share a little bit of a behind the scenes view at some of the coaching that I get to do with my team. Now, we have been running an online business for the past 5 years. And so there's a lot that we have learned. And so thankfully, we can teach other people and maybe help them do what we've done even faster because we had to learn so much along the way. And so that's one reason why we created this podcast, to maybe answer some questions if you're curious and how you can make money online using social media. And if you already have your business and you just want to scale it, you want to make more money, you want to find more freedom so that you have more time for what matters most. And for us, that is family, which is why we named this the Family Hustle, because Adam and I both work our business from home with our kids running around. And so all of these help you save time, make more money, and create freedom so that you can live the life of your dreams. So let's dig in. So the question was asked by a girl on my team, and she's really struggling because she needs to make more sales. She needs to sell more of her products fast because she promoted to a certain rank. She was making the income that she wanted to make, $500 extra every single month is what her goal is, and she hit that. But then, sometimes life gets in the way, or you sign a whole bunch of people all at once, and then the next month you don't have anybody to talk to, and so you don't make as much money that month because you ran out of people to talk to, and we want to solve that problem. So we talked a little bit about her social marketing, her strategy, and maybe how we can adjust it a little bit to be a little bit more effective. And some things that worked when we got started, which we got started in 2014, just don't work anymore. And so hopefully this will update her tactics that she's doing, her sales strategy. So I talk a lot about Facebook and Instagram. I think she primarily uses Facebook, but I think these will work on Instagram as well. So here we go. So the first thing is we always talk about funnels, sales funnels, because I think it's just so visual. It's so visual to understand that you have to talk to more people and move them along, because if you want to have customers and team members joining your team every single month, that means that you need to keep adding people to the funnel. Meet more people every single month. And so we talked about that, like how are you expanding your network? And so that might be a whole nother topic, a whole nother podcast, but how are you meeting people? And personally, I'm an introvert. A lot of people don't realize that because they see me making videos and all this kind of stuff. But when I got started, I still am a complete introvert, but I find it so much easier to talk to people online, however weird that is. So I am so thankful that we can build our business online, because that is like the only way I feel comfortable talking to people. So we talk a lot about connecting with people online. And that's what I was kind of talking to her about was, how do you start new conversations with people? A lot of people in there who are running a business, maybe on social media, they only talk to like 10% of the people who they're already connected to. So let's start there. Let's start with who you are already connected to, because they already have some sort of know, like, and trust factor before you go and try to, meet strangers who don't know who you are. And so the first thing I did was listen, we need to start having conversations with people who are viewing your stories. And if you don't know about stories are kind of a new feature on Facebook. It started with Instagram, and it's kind of like a way to keep people updated with all the little stuff that's happening all throughout the day, because the feed is kind of crowded now. So now they're doing stories. Stories are huge because you can show a behind the scenes view of you working your business, the products that you're using, how they work. And it's just really candid. It's just all like real life. And so she is using stories, but she's not utilizing stories the way that I was teaching her to maybe use it as a way to start a lot more conversations than she was having, because she's only having 10 conversations a day, and she said she's not getting any responses. So we're going to change that. So the first thing I would do is check out who is already watching your stories, because these are not even, I mean, these are warm people. If they're watching your stories, they're in your living room. They're in your kitchen. Like they kind of already, they already feel like they know you, at least to some extent. So whenever you reach out to them, they already like kind of know, like, oh yeah, I've been watching her. Ashley is a part of our health and wellness company business. And so she was demonstrating a product. And so I said, let's reach out to the people who are watching. And first off, let's just say, hey, thanks so much for checking out my story. I really appreciate you. And then ask a question. This is one of my biggest tips that I learned. And I'm going to say something else that I just learned. The less you say, the stronger you sound. The less you say, the stronger you sound. So my biggest tip is to keep whatever message you're sending people short. And if you can do a voice message, it goes a long way too. I like voice messages. But reach out and just say, this is what I told her to say. Hey girl, thanks so much for checking out my stories. I really appreciate you. Hey, are you trying to get in shape this summer too? Or do you have any goals that you're working on this summer? Ashley has already lost like 20 plus pounds using our products. And so she has her own story to talk about. And she already can say, these are products that I'm using. I want to help other people use these products too. And so I told her she needs to reach out to every single person who's watching that story and invite them to take a look a little bit closer to see if this is something they're interested in. Now, if you just ask them, hey, do you want to buy this? They're probably going to say no. But if you focus on what the product solves, what problem the product solves. So when I was telling her, she was demonstrating celery, a celery juice, so that you can get all the benefits of celery without actually having to have a juicer and all the other stuff that comes with juicing celery, mess, cleanup, all that. You can just do it, without any hassle, any struggle at all. So she's saying, hey girl, thanks so much for checking out my stories. Have you seen the benefits of celery yet? I am super excited about trying this. And then most people would say, no, I haven't heard about celery yet. I know that I'm kind of in health and wellness, and I wasn't really in the know about the benefits of celery, even myself. And so then I said, probably people are either going to say, no, tell me, no, what is it? Or they're like, yes, and I love juicing celery. And so then both of those answers would be good, because the first person who said, no, they don't know the benefits, I would list out some of the benefits. Oh my goodness, girl, I am so excited about this because it helps with your skin. It helps you sleep better. It helps you lose weight. It helps you have more energy. And it's so simple. You just mix this powder in whenever you first wake up and drink it. And then it helps you with all of this stuff. I'm starting my own challenge. Would you be interested in getting started with me? There you go. So you've asked them if they want to be a part of using this product with you. Now, if they say yes, then you can talk about, oh my goodness, I was interested in doing something like this, but I didn't want the hassle of juicing, of having to keep the celery, fresh from the store, all the cleanup and everything. And so now this person is going to be watching the stories and be like, oh my gosh, that is so much easier. I need to do that too. Ashley wants to make more sales. So the first thing is she needs to start more conversations about her products, demoing her products, but then also starting more conversations about the problem that her product solves. And obviously, like I said, we're in health and wellness, so she can talk about weight loss. She can talk about craving. She can talk about sleeping better, all this different stuff, because the value that she's sharing with people is going to make her elevated whenever they think like, oh gosh, I need somebody to help me lose weight this summer. I'm going to go to her because she knows all this stuff. She's been getting results. She's the first person who comes to mind because she's consistent. She is talking about things that I am interested in. And, I see value in what she's sharing. And so I was telling her she's going to need to start making videos. And I love videos. I talk a lot about making videos on my blog, grassfedmama.com. because I love that when somebody watches a video, they just fall in love with you, and they see your hand mannerisms if you're watching my videos, because I can't talk without my hands. But there's just a factor there that you speed up that know, like, and trust. And so I love making videos. I try to make them every day, but that doesn't happen right now because I have a crazy life with 3 kids. And so I don't always look put together, but today I do, thankfully. So that's why I'm making this. But I love video. And so I told her, start showing up in video every single day that you can. Go on live and talk about problems that your product solves. And so this is what I would say. So she said, so we can talk about like maybe some things that help with stress. And then, so we were like, okay, well, let's think of 3 ways that you can deal with stress naturally. And then at the end of your video, say like, hey, you guys, if you're interested in managing your stress naturally, I actually have some natural supplements that I've been using myself. It's what I recommend. If you want more information about that, shoot me a message. And so that way, they're watching your video. If they're watching it, they're interested in dealing with stress naturally. So you could go on your video and say, declutter your house. You know, I don't know about you guys, but when my house is a mess, my stress level is a lot higher. And so declutter your house. Number 2 is learn how to say no. Look at your schedule, figure out what are some things that you can cut. And then number 3 is this natural supplement that I started taking, you know, and this is something that I personally, I needed help with because I was turning into a mean mommy sometimes. And I just wanted my kids to remember me as a good mom who was patient. And it's okay to need a little help, but I wanted to start with a natural option. So that's what I did. And so I take it every day. And what I love is that it's fast, it works. And if that's something you're interested in trying with me, shoot me a message and I'd love to share with you my recommendation. And so just end it there. So there you go. So you're talking about things that people are interested in. They want to know more about stress and lowering stress naturally. And now you have, without mentioning the name of the product, they now want to know what is it that you're taking.
Hey goal getter, are you ready to stop having to chase after people only to realize they aren't even interested in what you have to offer? You spend months trying to build rapport and get to know them, and then they never seem interested in buying. What if you could attract your ideal customer to you and have them reaching out for more information about your business and what you have to offer? If this sounds like something you want more info on how you can put into practice, join our Attraction Marketing Bootcamp, where we take 5 days to dig deep into discovering what your ideal customer wants and how you can be the most attractive to them through branding and developing a customer journey. Over the 5 days, you'll have worksheets and videos to guide you through this self-study. To learn more, head on over to grassfedmama.com/attraction marketing. And now back to the show.
So I think of it as 2 pillars. So we've talked about the marketing part because we talked about doing things in stories, doing demos, doing behind the scenes, things like that. And then also doing that attraction marketing where you're talking about the problems. You're talking about problems that your product solves so that you're attracting people who are interested in what your product can solve, but that's like the behind, oh, by the way, that's not the focus of the video. That's like the, oh, by the way part of the video. So you're doing these things. So this is a way to kind of increase your know, like, and trust. You're adding that value to your following so that when you reach out to them, they're like, oh yeah, I've been watching your videos. I've been meaning to reach out to you. I had a question about that. So the other pillar is prospecting. And that's what I was telling you about, that if your business is in network marketing, then you make money by helping other people do the same thing as you. It's called duplication. And so one thing that was all about sales and selling your products, but what about, inviting people to be a part of your team? And so that's the way to really grow your business, adding a comma or adding 2 commas. And so how does that look like? And so what I was telling her is that as you're doing all of this stuff, you're attracting people to you. And I don't know a family out there that couldn't benefit from extra money. And so if they're interested in, and they're checking out your stories and they're doing all this stuff, then, the next step is to ask them, hey, have you ever thought about, using these products and making some extra money with me? And that would be good, especially if they're already using the products, if they've already, become a customer, maybe to ask. Because what I find a lot of the time is that people are just not asking. And then the other thing, if you see something special in somebody else, tell them. I was watching a training video and they were saying, connect, compliment, and then ask, would they be open to taking a look at what you're doing? The number one thing is that you ask them to take a look, because that's not threatening. It's not like, oh my gosh, you'd be so amazing, blah, 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 blah. I feel like you can compliment, but then just say like, hey, would you ever be open to taking a look at what we do to help families make extra income all from their phones? And if they're interested, if they are like, I'm actually been following you and I'm really curious at what you do, so yes, please send me more information. But then the other part of that message is giving them an out. Because I always like to say, if not, no big deal. Because I don't want to pressure anybody. I also, it gives them an out. Like they can be like, I love following you, but I don't think that's for me. But there's something I want to say that I feel like is even more powerful than getting a yes or no. Because I'm sure that if you've listened to anybody, you've heard that you have to remove yourself from the outcome. That you asking is what we should be focusing on, is just the action. So people have read the book Go for No. There are different things like that where they just keep track of how many people am I asking. You don't need to worry about how many people told you no. It's more about how many people you are asking every day. And so remove yourself from the outcome, but you have planted a seed. Every single message that you send, you plant a seed for that person. So then the next time they see your post, you don't even have to say, join my team, which I usually don't say, and I recommend not saying on your post, but you don't even have to say that. That seed was planted, and they're like, oh my gosh, I remember her. She messaged me, and she said that she helps normal moms and dads make an income from their phones. You know what? We're really struggling right now, and I could use some help. And so I'm going to reach back out to her and be like, hey, do you have any spots open this month? Because I'm really curious about how you help other families make extra money. I know you reached out to me and it wasn't the right time, but could you send me some more information now? And you would be surprised how many times that happens, where just you sending that message, they go check out your profile and they go snoop around a little bit, and they kind of dig a little bit, and they realize, oh, you're just a normal mom too. You're not some crazy person. You never know. You never know if they need extra money this month. Or if they're secretly like every single night praying for a way to stay home with their babies. You don't know that. And so go ahead and ask them. Again, remove yourself from the outcome. And then, like I said, I think the biggest thing is that you're planting that seed, and that's also adding to your file too, because you're planting so many seeds. And now all of those seeds, they're going to start sprouting. So I hope that this helped you see a little behind the scenes of our coaching and of being a part of our team, and how you really can build your business online from your phone and have a substantial income if you don't give up on yourself, if you give yourself a chance in the first place. And that's one thing that I want to commend Ashley on, is she's like, I am not quitting. I'm going to figure out a way to make this work. And that right there is why she's going to be successful. 80% of your success is your mindset. And so don't quit until you've reached your goals.
Thanks for listening to The Family Hustle with Angela and Adam Parker. We appreciate you guys being here.
If you're listening, don't forget to take a screenshot and share it into your stories and tag us at Grassfed Mama.
Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your podcast player of choice. That helps other people find out about what we're doing, and it's the best thing you can do to help us grow the podcast.